Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're the first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media.
Yeah.
Thursday night at the CrossFit Games.
Thursday.
Yeah, I don't even know what day it is anymore.
It's thirsty.
We are live from the palatial estate. We are live from the palatial estates of the Super 8. Super 8.
What's happening?
So it's been a long day. Today was the busy day. Today was the day that we had everybody going, adaptives, age groups, and elites and teams. So the team kind of split up and went to all the different venues. We wish it was a La Quinta there, Kenneth, but it's not. It's a Super 8. So yeah, we split up. Jess and Teddy and Jamie headed out to the cyclocross this morning. Amy and I headed over to the age group pavilion which was the Coliseum today, and checked out the adaptives, the teens, and the masters. So,
And Charlie
pretty
was
cool
over
stuff.
at North Park.
Watching elites in the North Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charlie, I heard you got your drink on like 2 in the afternoon.
That's right.
Okay. Good,
All
good
the
for you.
OU I could take.
Awesome. Bruce said we should have saved some money and stayed at a Motel 6. Well, we wanted to upgrade to the Super 8. That's two levels above the Motel 6.
So we thought.
So we thought.
Barn.
So anyway, where do we want to start? Where do we want to start? Let's start with the adaptives and the age groups. It was their final day. They deserve some love. We crowned 24 champions today.
Ooh.
24 champions.
It's a lot.
And we had a big announcement at the end of the day.
Oh, we did.
We did. So we'll get to the announcement in a second.
Yes, Jody, they have a waffle maker. Thank you for asking.
That's what we call a tease,
do.
didn't it?
Yeah.
And they have some pretty good biscuits.
Yeah, the waffle's pretty much the only thing I'm willing to eat now at the breakfast.
I eat the eggs and sausage every morning, and I think they're great.
Biscuits are great.
Biscuits are great, according to Jess.
So we started with the first event of the day was Endure the Coliseum for the Masters and the age groups and the adaptives. And that was a whole lot of machines with some double unders mixed in along the way. Not the most exciting event to watch as a spectator. But the people that you would expect to do really good on those machines did really well on those machines. The Sam Dancers, the Sam Briggs, the Jason Grubbs, they pretty much crushed all that. It was so the leaderboard didn't change a lot.
There was some change ups there in the in that event.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing really changed from that event.
right. And then we finished off with a sprint of 20 bar muscle ups and 30 dumbbell squat snatches.
That was a quick one.
The other one?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. You're the analyst. Jump
Okay.
in.
Well, so it was good because I think maybe the reason they programmed it the way they did was so that you could sort of watch the men and then watch the women. But there was so many heats where the men were like 2, 3, 4 minutes ahead of the first woman because it was 50 calories of each machine, and that didn't change. I just think the time cap was longer for women. So it was like this, except for Kelly Friel. She almost caught the men on that floor, in that age bracket. That one was kind of exciting. But everything else, you watched the men and then you watched the women.
And really what happened is you watched the men and you kind of forgot about the women till the men were done. And then you shifted focus to that side of the floor and watched the women focus. And I think those are the things that CrossFit needs to think about when programming. And I'll get to another thing as we get to the end of the evening.
Well, I will say from the perspective of press, I think it was frustrating that the only access that we had was really viewing the men. Like we didn't have access to go over and to view the women from a good position, which was frustrating because, yeah, like you said, you kind of forgot about the women. And then once the men moved out of the way, then you could actually have access to viewing them doing the workout.
Completely agree.
That's a great point. Great point, Amy. Just to catch up on a couple of comments. Jody said, damn, waffles make everything better. Kenneth had a homemade birthday cake, which sounds really good. Although I did have some ice cream tonight. And that made everything better too.
Did not approve.
And well, I didn't have many calories today. I needed some. And Kenneth's son turned 7 a couple days ago. There we go. And then Bruce will get to the ESPN talk in a bit. So then we moved into the sprint, which was 20 bar muscle ups and then 30 squat snatches with a dumbbell. And it changed some things a lot. There were a lot of close races coming in for the podium, for sure. I don't know if it really changed a winner. Sam Briggs had to hold off her competition in that event, which she did. But really, a lot of thirds and fourths and fifths swapped big time as that event ended.
Correct.
And that was fun to watch. And our boy Scott Panchek got an event win, which was pretty fun to see.
Yeah, he crushed that last.
You're muted, Amy.
Sorry. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you're fine. Yes, he crushed that last event.
Yeah, and it was a close race. It was fun to watch. 3 guys within a second of each other to finish that event. So it was a fun little sprint to watch at the end.
You think Sam Dancer mailed it in? Minimum work required?
So I do. And I actually talked to Rudy after the event as well, because they both had over 100-point leads.
Yeah.
And they just needed to not mess it up. And Rudy said that he took those snatches really slow.
So I don't think Sam did. I just don't think Sam is fast at bar muscle ups because Sam went from pretty far behind to like 7:38. Like he caught up a ton of ground.
Yeah.
He hustled through those dumbbell snatches, so he didn't take that easy.
And we got to talk to Sam afterwards, which we'll talk about in a second.
Let's address Kenneth's comment right here because that was the big announcement that Charlie was referring to.
Oh,
yeah, that's
we have that in an interview with him.
Yeah, great. Let's talk about it though.
Okay, so Sam wins the 35 to 39-year-old Masters division. The female winner was Andre Pinheiro.
39? No, it was Lori Clement.
Lori Clement. Yes, sorry.
French.
Okay. A lot of divisions. So we talked to Sam after. He did make the announcement on the public addresses system that he was coming back to individual. Jamie actually interviewed him after the event, and he said that he wants to see what a master's body can endure and take if done in a very smart way in the open division, and thinks that he's learned a lot over the past few years. And I think even mentioned that the scar on his arm is a daily reminder of how to be smart in training.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wants to see if, and his next thing up, he's going to try to qualify for Rogue.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Bruce, it's not up on IG yet. We'll get that uploaded when we get off of.
Yeah, we did 7 interviews and we just got back to the hotel. And so they're downloaded. I just have to edit them and then they'll be out on IG.
Damien, that's totally what I was thinking at first. He said that had to be the dopamine talking.
I think it's this weird mad scientist in his head that he thinks he's come up with some kind of formula to be competitive at 36. Is that what the impression you got?
Yeah.
Like, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I think in his mind, it's true.
I think he came out and dominated. So he like wiped the floor with everyone 35 and 39. So he thinks he needs to be in
True.
a stronger bracket. I don't know how that would play out, quite honestly.
He clearly didn't see Krennikov go today.
I mean, yeah, it's a
Well, and would it have been a different story if Rich was in the field?
I don't know.
You know, I don't.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, yes. If
Okay.
Rich would have been competing in Masters, yes, it would have been a different story.
The other big news in the 35 to 39 is Stacy Tovar podiumed. And we can now move on from that.
Okay, we can move on. From this. Okay.
She
been-
crushed that event to move herself up to second place.
And she needed every bit of it to do that. So then in 40 to 44, you had Sam Briggs win another championship. We got an interview with her after the event. That'll be up on IG later tonight. And
wait,
some exciting
her
news in her
championship-
future and career.
So her championship was in 2013, correct?
Correct.
And now 2023.
10 years later.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yep. So, yeah.
It is. It is pretty fucking cool, Charlie.
I didn't say it wasn't cool. It's different. It's a different championship.
It is a different championship. Still fucking cool.
Cursed.
Okay.
Put an E on this now.
Okay, I'm mute.
So then we also had Rudy Berger, who we've been following for the whole year, defend his title. He went into the event with a 100-point lead. He said he took it cautious, wanted to make sure that everything went right, and did just that. 45 to 49, Kelly Friel dominated from start to finish. Again, as Jamie pointed out, she even almost caught up to the men in an event, a power output event that that was not designed for women to do as well as men. Then Jason Grubb, he dominated as well in that division.
Vlad was only 80 points behind.
80 points is significant in a 10-person field.
Well, the point difference between Vlad and Chris Anderson was 110. So
Okay.
that was even, those two men were like a league of their own, and then the rest.
And then a couple of the other interviews we got. So we got 7 interviews. They'll be out tonight, and then we'll just kind of move on. And that is, we got Sam Dancer, we got Sam Briggs, we got Kelly Friel, we got Rudy Berger, we got Susan Clark, 6-time champion. We got Dan Miller, 65 plus champion. Casey Acree, who has only ever lost one event at the CrossFit Games.
22 of 23.
Yes,
events.
that's domination.
Yeah. So we have an interview with him, and that is specifically for ACR, as she was making those demands last night on the show.
Speaking of ACR, she makes a very important comment here on the comments. I just want to address that Charles and Amy are like brother and sister. And yes, we do fight like we're brother and sister all the time. It is true. Yep. Facts. Thanks.
And now you're muted again.
What?
And now you're muting yourself again so you can fight?
Yep, a little bit, just because, you know, the comments that might be happening that might be in the background. So I'm just commenting.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and then the last thing I just wanted to touch on is the emotion of that division, those divisions. When you see a person with one leg struggling to do alternating dumbbell snatches, hyping up the crowd getting to their feet so that person can get one dumbbell snatch on the one side, it like brings tears to your eyes. It is something that you really should be present for in the Coliseum one time to see those divisions go. And the inspiration of the older athletes doing their thing. And then afterwards, when we were under the Coliseum waiting for the interviews, you saw many, many athletes in tears because they had won a medal at the CrossFit Games. And it was very, very emotional. And it was really just a cool sight to see. So again, those interviews will be out as we go through the night. I'll get as many of them up tonight as I can, and others probably in the morning. So, but we got 7 of those. Hoping to get more throughout the weekend. I think we may have access to do that all weekend long, but we'll find out for sure tomorrow. So now on to the elites. What the hell is going on with that leaderboard?
Yeah, it was a little difficult for me to follow. I didn't really know what was going on until we got back to the room. I caught some of the events. We started with the ride, the bike. You said you watched the stream.
I did.
So, and you thought the coverage was great.
So I'm going to speak to the actual coverage, the technical coverage of the sport. I thought it was thought it was better than it has been in years, probably ever. The angles, the amount of drones and things at the bike cyclocross track that allowed you to keep up with the leaders was far superior to anything I've seen in the past.
I would agree to that. I still think 40 minutes of watching people bike is boring, but yeah.
That would be my next question if any of these people watched. Was that an interesting event to watch? It's 40 minutes too long. Should it have been 3-4 laps for time? Should it have been, because the winners had to do an extra lap and fight hard for that spot. It was like a lot of extra output. We saw Emma pretty cramped up when she finished that bike to stay in first. And I don't know. So that it made that event 47 minutes for some of those people.
Yeah, that was a factor I didn't even know was going to happen. That at 40 minutes, a gate closed, and then the race to the end was going to happen. So it really was more than 40 minutes, and it ended with a sprint. Yeah. After 40 minutes of going around, I thought it was great coverage. I'm going to move to North Park and the Coliseum. I thought they did more overall course shots where you could see who was in the lead, where people were lined up, and not just a bunch of close-ups, which is what we've been getting for a long time of a leader, or that you just see someone crash and celebrate at the end and not see the close race for second or third. I thought they did some split screens where maybe you got that one piece and then saw the race coming in on the other side of the split screen. I thought they did a much more superior job of the coverage than I've seen. So then it goes to what everybody is kind of talking about, and that is the paywall. Okay. That those events that are streamed on ESPN Plus exclusively, you have to have a subscription to ESPN Plus. What I will say is that is the way the world is going with streaming. You have to pay for CBS. You have to pay for NBC. You have to pay, like, it's just happening that way.
Yeah.
We've been spoiled for a long time that there's been a free option on a website that we can watch the CrossFit games. But the fact is, if I want to watch the NFL or I want to watch Major League Baseball, I got to pay for a service.
Yeah.
And that's just the way of the world.
Yeah, I mean, you could have paid a arm and a leg to come here and get a ticket and
Yeah.
a hotel, or you can pay a little bit and catch it on your phone or computer, so.
So Damien said the commentary made it pretty entertaining, the 40 minutes. Or Damien says you have to pay for an overseas VPN. Maybe. Who knows? Lee says if we want the sport to grow, it's a thing. Jody Lynn says we've been spoiled, honestly. Yeah, it is the way it is.
Highly illogical has a point. It said wouldn't be bad at all to have to pay, just that it was so last minute to scramble to get the app or whatever to work. That I could see the frustration with because it was announced so last minute. I mean, I guess it was announced last night, so you probably could have done some work of getting things set up, but
Yeah, but announced last night without detail.
yes.
Announced last night that we were going to ESPN, but not that some of it would be exclusively on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so I can see the frustration with that. Like, had all this been announced and people could have had it set up, yeah, could have been a little smoother transition.
So that's what I have to say about that. I think that, again, if we want it to grow, you have to get money from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's no different than boxing is now. I mean, boxing is ESPN Plus, unless it's a
UFC
thing.
All of that is on those.
The
And at
main
least with
event,
ESPN Plus, you're getting a lot of content. It's
Yeah, you're
not
gonna
like
get the
the
equal
old Flow Elite days where you paid $20 to watch a CrossFit event and all you got was that CrossFit event.
Yeah.
If you're saying something, Amy, we can't hear you.
I was saying we were saying something, but you were talking at the same time, so we just stopped.
Okay.
keep going. We're good.
You're good.
Okay.
Their audience is asking you to keep it down over there.
Sorry, I'm really focused. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Focused here.
Yeah, Jess is editing photos as we speak. So yeah. Can't complain about them.
Wait.
Let me say something about this.
Oh yeah.
I was at the North Park and I saw Jess working. She is a bulldog. I love it.
Thank you. She has a bulldog.
Ah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great
I-
job.
I looked at some of her photos today. They are so freaking good.
What I saw
They're
was
like art.
a bunch of people
Men,
together
Men.
with their little cameras.
men.
It didn't matter who it was. It could have been a dinosaur. She busted through there like a bulldog, like I said. I like it. Great job.
All right. Anything to get the shot.
And wait till you see the video footage we got from Teddy and Jake. It is off the chain good. And then Jamie pulling out her slow-mo camera on her phone at the cyclocross. You'll see another reel coming out with Emily Rolfe in slow-mo that is fantabulous. And then if we're doing shout outs, Holly Dugan putting out all of these graphics all day long. Never in my wildest dreams did I think we would have top threes in every age group division posted, that we would have graphics on how points were scored, that we would have heat sheets for everybody, that we would have event winners with great photos. Like, It's just been an awesome job. So she deserves a massive, massive shout out because it was above and beyond. How is the C4 supply? You guys don't stop. Right now I'm on a 2-a-day kick. And I'm rationing. Charlie, you getting us some more?
You know it. And some Cavassier.
It looks like the Cavassier is flowing freely over there in the other room.
That's about to say it. I'm the lady.
All we've got over here is beef and cheese.
Whoa.
You smell like beef and cheese.
That's what we were saying earlier.
I know.
Jess brought from the farm
Venison.
venison sticks and cheese.
You brought cheese to Wisconsin?
She lives in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Oh.
Elise says 2-a-day seems weak, bruh. That's because that I'm rationing. I have enough for 2-a-day for the week, and then I'm done.
I got some more for you. We're good.
All right, cool.
I got some.
Kenneth said all you
Mark
need
wants
is beef
too.
and cheese. What was that,
Oh.
Charlie?
Yeah, that's not the you like the yellow ones, but he brought you some of the smart cans.
Oh, I didn't.
He could use some of that.
Yeah.
Smart can?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
a smart can?
You don't. It's Smart Energy by C4.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the beta alanine. It doesn't have the beta alanine in it.
Yeah. See, Schweitzer's been taking the pre-workout on the computer. And when he's ready for a little break from that, he can take the smart one, which is the cognizant.
That's right.
Yeah. Just to have a little brain, little brain stimulation there. That's not going to make his face ready to work out.
I like it tingly.
Yeah. And apparently Kenneth and ACR are siblings as well. Oh yeah. I like me some of that. Those are little sticks. You just drop in some water and
Yeah.
we had them in Orlando.
What just happened?
All right, so then let's get to the events of today. Emma Lawson crushed the bike.
She didn't start it first. I think it may have been
It
more
went
than
wrong.
it may have been more than the first lap. I can't remember the second time she was already in first, or if it was a little bit later. But yeah, once she got there, she didn't give it up.
And then we had Yonakowski took the win for the men. Justin apparently wrecked his bike twice. Took a handlebar to the chest,
What was that?
and you could see the scar when he
On
got
his
to event
nipples.
3.
Emma Carey also fell at the start. So she had a wreck as well. That's why yes.
So she was so behind.
Emma Lawson did lap Emma Carey. I actually think more than just Emma Lawson lapped Emma Carey, but she fell, and I don't feel like she was ever. I mean, once you're behind,
Like she never got to catch up.
it's. I mean, I don't know if she necessarily was uncomfortable. I just don't think she was going to put in that much work to try to gain back like 1 or 2 spots. She was pretty far behind. It would have been a massive amount of.
Then she goes into event 2, goes to lift the pig, and her hands keep slipping right off of the plastic, rubber, whatever. And Laura Horvath was like, let me show you how this is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Flip, you have something to say, Charlie? Or you?
Nope.
And then Laura flipped that pig 10 times in about a minute.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And crushed that win.
Like Lisa was describing to me earlier how her timing was so good because she would flip the pig and then take 1, 2 step, flip, 1, 2 step, flip, versus
Get a
like
good
when,
rhythm down.
yeah, like versus when like Spencer was going, he would flip the pig, maybe take like 6 steps backwards and then get reset and then go forward again. But that Laura's rhythm was really spot on.
Rhythm is going to get you.
Rhythm is gonna get you.
All right. Yeah, that Courvoisier is flowing real good over there.
It's funny. I haven't actually drank. It's just
Yes,
12
Luke
o'clock at
Parker
night
had
in the
it.
real world.
Luke Parker also had an accident. I did not know that Jukic had crashed.
Yeah, Luke Parker required stitches
Really?
just a little bit ago.
It's neat.
I
Like
didn't hear where.
4 or 5 stitches. Yeah.
I just heard he had to get stitched up before the next event, and but he is looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Did they say what happened to Nick Matthews?
In what?
He got off the pig.
You're breaking up pretty good over there.
He got helped off the field after the pig event, Nick Matthew.
I think
So we're hearing rumors that a lot of people were helped off because
yeah.
of the heat,
Cole,
just to get to
No,
the
it
ice
was
bath.
It was a calf or knee, hammy. It was something in his right leg.
Maybe cramp.
Maybe it was a cramp.
I would
It
say
could have been a cramp.
Colton was carried
that's
off as well, and
Who?
he was fine. Colton was carried off,
Colton.
Oh.
but he just
Oh.
needed help getting to the ice bath.
And then Roman wins it for the men on the pig flip. Not a big surprise there, I don't think. And yeah, I think that came down to the last 10 flips for a lot of athletes.
Apparently Colton went 25 chest of our unbroken into 10 unbroken, like didn't come down right into
Yeah,
his.
Teddy's got footage of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a mistake, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not where it was won or lost. It's what it, so I don't know if that was necessary. Cool trick.
And then for the final event of the day, we were back in the Coliseum, and it was the inverted madness, whatever they called it.
Inverted medley.
Medley. Lots of handstands into the rollover to support on the bar, and then back on the handstand back.
Which I'm going to make this comment. I need to make this one about that particular event. If that was the event that was broadcast on ESPN, I think I'm a little disappointed because it feels silly. Because I think if somebody who doesn't know anything about CrossFit, logs in and sees ESPN and sees people doing the rollovers on the bar, I just think it looks silly. I mean, I love them. I think they're super fun. But for somebody new to the sport, I could see it being like, what are these people doing?
As well as the freestanding handstand,
Yes.
where just kind of legs flopping around everywhere. Some people make them look perfect, but some
Right.
not so much.
Very few, though. Yeah.
So, Kenneth,
He said it's necessary. It's a CrossFit game.
yeah, so we saw a lot of attempts to go unbroken on the handstand walks. There was a dominant winner on both sides of the fence. Danielle Brandon sprinted on her hands as normal. Katrin tried to go unbroken, lost it on the last staircase. Ariel Lowen lost it on the last staircase. Not to like a huge detriment. They still were top 10 finishes. but they probably could have gained a handful of points, maybe if they would have tried to break it up a little bit on that.
You know
So,
who I thought did
me-
excellent on that was Sydney Wells. That
She
was a
did.
surprise.
Yeah, she paced it well.
Yeah.
She had a good first day in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go
To
ahead.
me, that goes in line with the way Boz has been programming. Like I said to you, I don't find fitness as much as smart execution. I think that's what all the people who had issues, like Nick Matthew, tried to go unbroken. It didn't pay off, and that's for me what I've been watching through that seems to be the overarching theme. Like if you're trying to push the pace and trying to do 25 unbroken and into 10, like you usually are gonna blow it. It's just like Sydney had a good day because she broke it up smartly. So I don't know. I think in a way we're missing that grit.
Well, Kenneth chimes in with what Amy meant to say was it was a little grid league-esque.
Yeah. I guess the other point I can see though is I think that this was an event that because it was such a short event that some athletes felt that they were comfortable enough to take a risk to see where they could go. So if it was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just try this unbroken and see what I can do. And if I don't make it, how much does it really hurt me? So I guess that's kind of where I was looking at with that event.
So let me play devil's advocate, right? This is a sport where you're trying to make money and professionalize yourself in a way. This was an opportunity for a moment to look really damn cool. If you could do something like if Nick Matthew completes that, he looks really cool being able to do that. Right? Nick Matthew made a name for himself last year, not by finishing in the top 10, because he didn't, but by doing a couple things really cool. So there are going to be moments now, I believe, where people are going to try to have that Nick Matthew effect.
So you take the risk over the overall placement.
Correct.
I hear what both of you are saying, but I think that the choice is more that I'm taking the risk in hopes that not about looking cool, but in hopes that this risk will pay off because this is something I'm feeling confident and strong with.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Probably. But I'm saying, so hypothetically, say Nick Matthew did hurt his hamstring in event 2, right? Event 3 had nothing to do with your legs. Maybe that's his shot, his moment, because he knows the hamstring's going to come back and bite him the rest of the weekend. And I don't blame someone for doing that. You also get money for event wins.
Did they know what this event was beforehand?
Not very long before.
Yeah, not very long.
Yeah, but if you remember, like Nick Matthew was one of the only ones that was able to even mostly attempt the handstand obstacle course last year. So I think he probably was going in that with, I have this confidence with how well I did last year. I'm going to take a risk on this and see if I can go unbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. But the person that this paid off for was Cole Grayshaber.
Yeah.
Going unbroken on the rollovers. I think he was the only man to do that. Male to do that. And it resulted in an event win for him. And a kid who finished low 30s last year with no real memorable moment at the games to come back in year 2 and get an event win in a dominating fashion. I think that's a huge step for Cole Grayshaber.
Yeah, I thought he looked great at semis too. I was hopeful for him. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the weekend plays out for him.
Mm-hmm.
So after day 1, Alexis Raptis is in the lead Charlie's girl.
Wearing that white shirt.
Our very own Emily Rolfe,
I heard he
who we're
likes white.
following, is in second place. And Ariel Lowen is in third.
How do you
If
think?
you had that in your fantasy league,
You listen to Clydesdale Media.
Yeah.
Listen, do we not talk to these people all the time? Maybe not Alexis, but Ariel, Emily.
yep.
But how do you think Dylan and Kyle are doing right now? Like, how do you think they're hanging out right now, talking about how their wives are in second and third temporarily, or maybe permanently?
They probably had a few beers.
I'm curious
That's
if Dylan had the voice.
Yeah.
He was yelling.
Amy, have you ever had the experience of being around Dylan Lowen at an event?
No.
If you do, grab yourself some earplugs.
Okay.
He's a screamer, is he?
Yeah. Yeah. I had to move. I had to move in Pasadena because my eardrums could not handle it.
We'll definitely talk.
So-
We'll definitely try to talk to Alexis ACR.
We have talked to Alexis once. But yeah, booking guests is not as easy as just like wishing. Just letting you know.
You guys should reach out to them.
So then on the men's side, anybody have it up? It's Romans in first. Romans in first.
I think Roman's in first.
Yeah.
Roman, Jay,
Jay Crouch. Jay freaking Crouch is in second place. Australian. What's going on, Amy?
He's.
Should be drinking out of a shoe
I mean,
or something.
he's Australian. He should be.
Is, however, he's
However.
not tall enough.
He's not tall enough
And
for me. He knows what I'm talking about.
Spencer freaking
Spencer!
Pancheck is in third.
That's right.
Our guy.
Oh wait,
Hey, we ran into Mama and Papa Pancheck yesterday, and Mama
that's so
Pancheck
awesome.
Mama said Spencer is ready. Like, she said it so confidently.
it really is
Love to
the
hear that.
opposite of what Spencer always does.
That's true.
Because he usually
It
waits
is.
till the last
Yeah.
day to do stuff.
He usually takes the Pat Vellner approach.
Yeah, right.
Botches day one. But
How mad does Saxon and Scott if he wins?
hell, if he podiums, it'd be the first Pancheck to podium.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. That'd be really cool though. I'd be pretty jacked. What did the Pancheck say yesterday, Amy? That they bet this is their 14th games in a row?
Yes.
You know who'll be really pissed is Dane Smith.
Who?
Dane Smith.
Dates.
That's not fair.
He's the third Smith brother. Like Spencer's the third Smith.
We got it, Charlie.
She didn't get
We
it.
got
I had to tell this ding dong.
I'm back at it. I'm in.
Oh gosh. Okay. So wow, it was just a crazy day. One of the cool things that happened today is when I was under waiting for the interviews, I got to hang out with the demo team a little bit. And the demo team they're all friends of the show on the female side. Ashley Wozni, Sydney Mikulishin, Carolyn Prevost. And there was a big announcement right at the end of the adaptive division and age groups that Helen
Helena.
actually Helena.
Oh, Helena. It's not Helena. It's a Troy.
And Helena is 400,
Yeah.
3 rounds of 400-meter run, 12 bar muscle ups, and 21 dumbbell snatches.
Oh.
Which Carolyn told me makes it a running workout.
Oh, okay.
And that is event 6. So that is the last event before the cut.
Last event, yeah. Cuts.
Tomorrow night, we're cutting 10. Who's below the cut line right now?
Hello?
Samuel Quant.
Oh no.
I think Amanda Barnhart.
Jason Hopper is 30th. Yeah. Benito, Wazalowski, Bronislaw, Ant Haynes, Quant, Heike, Barlow, Semenoff, your boy Jake Douglas.
It's okay. I still love him.
So that's the men.
He is not white.
And our women, 30th is Fee.
B.
And then Emma McQuaid, Caroline Stanley, Abigail Domet, Alexia Williams, Shahad Boudebs, Michelle Basnet, Kelly Baker, Ella Wunger, Emily DeRoy, and Victoria Campos. So they've got some work to do, starting with Alpaca.
And there's some names I really like in that group.
Yeah. There's 3 events, there will be plenty of movement.
Right. But someone's going to get cut that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen. But we'll go in, we'll have that, and then we'll recap it for you all tomorrow night.
Yep.
Any other big news from today that you guys saw, heard?
Well,
Nope.
we didn't even pay attention to teams, so we got nothing there.
Yeah, we have no idea what happened on the team side. We split between elite individuals and age groups. Charlie, did you see any of the teams?
Yeah, pretty much the ones who you think are going to be at the top. Mayhem, Proven, Oslo,
Invictus.
Victus, Move Heavy.
I was a bit shocked with some of the placements when I went and looked. Misfit, Frankel's Misfits, 14th, Omnia, 18th, 80 CrossFit Man, 22nd. I know you had them in your top 10.
I did.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and see what happened.
Krypton had a big mistake somewhere in the middle.
You're at 11. That's
OBA's in 4th.
A lot of no reps on overhead squats.
OBA's in 4th.
Yes.
Joey Tutoro,
Joey Keels.
Columbus's own Joey Tutoro.
well, Improvement's not in first.
Who's in? Oh, Oslo, right? No, Invictus.
Invictus, then Oslo.
Victor.
Wow. So what would it say
Not
if
in mine.
Andrea and Taylor only won when they were with Rich?
It's the Rich Froning effect.
It would say Angelo's not as good as Rich. Not Angelo.
Well, they went to Proven.
Tola. Sorry.
I don't think it would be
No.
Tola. I would think it would be Trey. Ooh, Paulson, Tim Paulson.
I don't know Tola.
Don't rip on my boy Tim.
I love them both. I'm not ripping on
All right.
anyone. Okay.
All right. I haven't even been paying attention to the comments.
So tomorrow, what time does everything start?
9 a.m. Alpaca.
Got it.
Couldn't get it right last year, so we're doing it again where we can.
Let's do it. Redo. Where can we watch it?
Guessing on the CrossFit Games website or
Yes.
behind a paywall.
Or ESPN Plus.
Ocho.
Yes.
So,
Deuce.
so just so there was a point today where you could watch it on ESPN2. They did a recap
Yes.
of event 1 and then
Two.
showed event 2 on ESPN2.
And the Heat 4 of event 3 on ESPN2 with Sean. Those guys,
Sean, Chase.
not Chase.
Oh.
Jason
And
Khalipa.
Nope.
But I did see him today.
Sean and Tommy.
Sean and Tommy.
Okay.
So you think Laura's gonna take Alpaca? That was last year.
Well, she got her
So I'm coming.
event out the way, so probably.
Charlie said probably Laura's going to take it.
Yeah, because she got her shitty event out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie was hangry tonight, and she wants them to put deficit handstand push-ups in 3 times so Laura
Right.
can't win.
Straight.
Hey. Jeez.
You know, dang it.
I like it.
Coming in, I would have picked Laura. Justin Collar convinced me that Alex is going to win it.
Well, I'd like to see.
Alex Kazan.
Alex Kazan.
Let's watch it. Let's see. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Santa's coming.
Well then.
Men. Who do you got for the men?
Roman.
Roman will kill the kettlebells.
And the
I actually think Justin will kill it. I think he's hungry.
I wish he wasn't.
Even if he wins a few, I don't know if there's any coming back. Most placements.
Man, who do I want in that? I'm going Pat Vellner.
Nope.
See,
I think that's his step back.
Nope.
see, that's what I wish every time, but it just never happens.
I'm gonna go with Jeff Adler. How about that?
Also, with
That's a
that,
great pick, actually.
Yeah, he needs it.
he
But I
does
think
need-
Vellner will kill the rope climbs.
Yeah.
Adler could get him on the kettlebells, though.
Amy wants Ant.
I'm gonna go with Aunt Haynes.
So Amy has Ant Haynes and Jess has
Jake Douglas.
Jake Douglas.
Do you stop it?
It's their comeback tomorrow.
Yeah, come on now.
Darts.
ACR says Roman or Vellner always.
Dude, Roman is my man. My second man.
Kenneth says you and your Canadians. And Lana, who I always love seeing in the media room, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., a full day of CrossFit. And Lana is really, really fit. If you guys have never met Lana Marcine, you should look her up at the games here and just give her a hug. She is so fit. Met her at the Masters Fitness Collective, and she's amazing.
Here,
So-
this is so FYI, we're doing this on my phone, and Charlie and I are both over the age of 45. So every time there's a comment, we have to be like, "What? What does that?
What?
What does that say?"
What is it?
You have 3 nose hairs on the left side that need a little trim.
Me or him?
Yeah. When your nose got that close to the camera, I could see.
You. Don't get us demonetized. Your fingers.
Sorry, I just had to send him.
All right. So 12
Charlie and I are
hours in
gonna
that
go
hot
finish out our
sun.
fight. Okay.
And maybe we'll catch a teams event. Or maybe we'll just put Charlie on that job again.
I did so well this time.
You did great.
Yeah. Normal names, and then they're in 17th place.
And then, hey, they got everybody right where they want them.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so we'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll set up a show again for tomorrow night. Maybe I need to get some alcohol to deal with these folks. And we will catch you all tomorrow night on Friday night at the
Woo!
CrossFit
Yeah.
Games. Later.